let's say there's someone out there who they know they want to be an infosec, but they don't know what career path they want to take. Like they're thinking about blue team, they're thinking about red team. They don't know if they want to be a security engineer, security analyst. They don't know if they want to be a pen tester, a bug bounty hunter. How, what kind of advice could you give them to like help them kind of figure out like where their end goal might be?
So my biggest advice, and I hate to be like a broken record, is to reach out to those people that are in the field, and just ask, talk to them, be like, what do you do on your day to day? Reach out to an AppSec person, reach out to a GRC, reach out to an offset, offensive pen testing or whatever, a SOC analyst, at different levels, whether they're junior or senior, and just have a conversation with them and get an idea of their day to day, because I think that insight right there can really help you determine, like, oh, you stare at alerts all day. That does not sound fun, or maybe it does sound fun, or like, oh, you get to, reverse engineer and code, and you look at code all day. It's like, great, that's for you. You know what I mean? So I think, because otherwise, I feel like you're running the risk of kind of like wasting some time, and there is benefits in learning mistakes, like yourself, like learning from your own mistakes, you know what I mean? But I just think there's so much out there, that you really want to leverage, that experience and that insight from other people, and have that conversation with them. So that would be my biggest advice.
Okay, that's really good advice, and I'm smiling because I'm thinking about like how I chose the path that I went into, which is pen testing slash ethical hacking. And let me know if this is good or bad advice, but this is how I chose like what I was getting it into, and it really came down to one thing. It really came down to like ethical hacker, like that just sounded like a sexy title, and I'm like, that's where I'm gonna go, and that's really what it came down to. Is that good advice or bad advice to just like go into a position like that?
I mean, I will say that some people, they know what, kind of like what they want to do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say it's like good advice or bad advice, because everyone's journey is different. I will say, to give you like the best level of success, it's cool that it's working out for you. And I'm definitely happy. But I think if everyone kind of followed that mentality, they might, not always, like they might be like, oh man, that sounded sexy, but it's not for me. You know what I mean?
Right, right, yeah.
But yeah, no, I think, there's definitely some level of like, knowing yourself. So for me, I've always had this mentality of like breaking things. And before offensive security was a thing, I've just kind of tinkered with it myself. And then somebody kind of introduced me like to the world of offensive security. And I was like, holy moly, I don't care about anything else. I ended up doing incident response because I was in the army, which is kind of ironic. But and I had a good time. But I knew that my heart was in offensive security. It was taking things apart, breaking them. But I feel like for many people, maybe you're not in that. Maybe you just don't know, or maybe you have an idea, but you're not 100% sure. For example, maybe you do like, you're the type of person that likes to like be the detective, right?